Hi everyone, good evening. My name is Reina Rosales, and I want to speak to you guys about my career goals. So, one of my career goals is to continue my education. I would like to earn my master's degree in sociology. I would like to be a sociology professor. The topics that interest me are gender and gender roles and feminist and how the wage gap is always being there among women of color and all those things. And recently, when I did my research with secondary data, I found out some interesting, very interesting stuff. For instance, in the Pew Research, I found out that it would take 185 years for Hispanic or Latino women to earn the same wages as the Asian or the Caucasian population of women. I found that to be kind of disturbing at first when I read it, but then again, I started, you know, asking other women among me that I knew, that were Hispanic, some women that were Asian, and some women that were Caucasian. I started asking them, how they got to their positions and everything else. And pretty much the research that is has previously been done is very much so true. It's very much so true. Women don't get paid, Hispanic Latino women, the same as an Asian woman would be getting paid, and they're performing the same job, they have the same skills, they have the same time of seniority in the position. However, their wages are a whole lot different. So I would like to continue some more research on that. I would like to go out there and do some surveys. I would like to gather some data like that and come maybe get some appointments with other ladies who have higher positions in executive powers positions in companies and find out if they want to share their experience of how they got there. And those would be some of the questions that I would ask, and what education they have and how long it took them to be at that position. So that's a little bit about me. I really would love to be able to continue to be a caseworker where I currently work, because the community that I'm serving is in great need and there's not a whole lot of staff there currently. I also feel like I really want to go back to college and be a professor at the Alamo colleges. And in order to be that person that is there to help other students, it's going to take a little time for me to learn what I need to learn in order to graduate and be skillful to share the knowledge that I have. And anyone who wants to be a sociologist, they'll be able to hear from me, how to do their work, how to do the SAAS formatting, which took me a lot of time to learn, the introduction to the statistics that we learned. And so those are just a few examples of some of the things I want to help the students with. I really want to do like a introduction to research methods class, so where people can learn the two kinds of research, which is the quantitative and the qualitative, the difference between those and how those get done, and going out there performing some field notes and allowing them to get creative on how and why they want to do that research question they want to pursue. So those are just a few ideas that I have. I love talking about sociology. I can go on and on and on, especially when I talk about women, um, wage gap, and especially women of color. And so it's not something that people talk about. It is very uncomfortable whenever I meet somebody and they start asking me like, "What do you like to talk about?" And I'm like, "I like to talk about this," and they're like, "Oh no," it's very sensitive, and it gives a lot of nostalgia to some people to talk about their wage and how where they stand. And I think that's one of the things, the stigma behind it. That's why we're still there in the position where we are. And so I want to help other students get to acknowledge, a little bit about it. Um, Thank you so much for tuning in.